O-Level Biology 5090, Paper 1, Variant 1, October, November 2024. And question number 1 is, which structures are present in plant cells but not in animal cells? Only present in plant cells. So cell membrane, cytoplasm, both are present in animal cells. Again, this is not the correct option. In the second option, cellulose, cell wall, chloroplast, vacuole, all they are present in plant cells only. Vacuole only present in plant cells, chloroplast in plant cell, and cellulose cell wall. So it can be the correct option. Cellulose cell wall only present in plant cells, and cell membrane and cytoplasm both are present in animal cells as well. So not a correct option. Cytoplasm, nucleus, both are present in animal cell elsewhere. So chloroplast are only present in plant cells. So according to this, the correct option is the B, in which the cellulose cell wall, chloroplast, vacuole are present only in plant cells. The bobab gong or carpet shark is a type of shark that spends its time resting on the seafloor. There are 12 different species of bobogong. The largest in Erectolobus maculatus, the spotted bobogong, growing about 3 meters in length. What is the genus name of the largest bobogong? The carpet shark. This is its common name. This is not the scientific name. And we have to find out the genus name. And you know, the scientific name consists of two names according to the modern system of classification, binomial nomenclature. The first name consists of genus name, and the second name, which is Oractolobus, and maculatus is the species name. So maculatus is a species name, so this is not correct option. C is the correct option, in which Oractolobus is the genus name, and Wobbegong, again, it is the common name of that area, we can say that. So C is the correct option. Now we are moving towards the question number 3. And question number 3 is the bacterium Vibrio cholera that causes the disease acts on the cells of the intestinal wall. It causes chlorides to move out of the cells into the small intestine, which process will then lead to the production of dangerously high amounts of watery diarrhea. When chloride ions move out of the cells into the small intestine, it means the concentration of the chloride ions decreases there, due to which the water potential increases. When water potential increases, then water always moves from its higher water potential towards the region of lower water potential. So water will move out in the form of watery diarrhea. So water will not move by active transport. Water will not active uptake. This is not active uptake. Actually, this is the movement from higher water potential towards the lower water potential. Again, water will not move by diffusion. Only the process by which the water move from higher water potential towards the lower water potential is the osmosis. And with the help of this osmosis, the water will move in the form of watery diarrhea. Now, the question number 4, which movement of a substance in a plant requires the plant to provide energy? To provide energy, the process by which energy is needed by the plants. So, absorption of carbon dioxide by palisade cell. This is absorption or diffusion. This is not the active transport. Again, absorption of oxygen by a mesophyll cell. Again, this is not the active transport. Nitrate uptakes by root hair cells. So, you know, the nitrate ions are absorbed through the root hair cells by the process of active transport. And what is active transport? In which the ions move from lower concentration towards the higher concentration, means against the concentration gradient, but this for this purpose they need energy. So this is the correct option, in which the nitrate ions uptake, they need energy. So transport of water up through the xylem, again, water will move by osmosis, not by this process of active transport. So only the nitrate ions when, will move by the process of active transport. So energy is needed for this process. Question number 5. And question number 5 is, which statement are correct? They have given us three statements. A molecule of DNA consists of many nucleotides. A molecule of glycogen consists of many glucose molecules. DNA, a polypeptide, consists of many nucleotides. Correct statement. A molecule of glycogen consists of many glucose molecules. A polysaccharide consists of many glucose molecules. Again, this is the correct statement. And the third one, a molecule of lipid consists of glycerol and amino acid. Amino acids are the protein in nature. So the glycerol, the lipid consists of fatty glycerol and fatty acids. Lipid consists of glycerol and fatty acids. So this is not the correct option. So according to these two statements, which are correct, statement number 1 and statement number 2, the option B is the correct option. Next, question number 6, you can see over there, some students investigated the effect of temperature on the digestion of starch to form maltose. They added equal volumes of amylase and starch solution to a number of test tubes. The test tubes were left for 30 minutes at a range of temperature between 10 degrees centigrade and 60 degrees centigrade. They then measured the concentration of starch in each test tube. Which graph was produced from these results? Here you can see the four, you can see the enzyme amylase will digest the starch. It will break down the starch into the maltose. So this is the fact. Second fact is that the temperature is between 10 degrees centigrade to 60 degrees centigrade. Then you know what happens at low temperature, the enzymes are inactive or work very slowly. So at low temperature, starch digestion will be very small and the starch concentration will remain high. But at high temperature, enzymes have an optimal temperatures at which they work best. As temperature increases towards the optimum, enzyme activity increases and starch digestion will be faster, leading to decrease in starch concentration. So at high temperature, enzymes also, the nature, you know, about 35 to 40 degrees centigrade is the optimum temperature for enzyme action. So after this, they will be, you can say, denature. So this graph A, first of all, we will discuss graph A, shows a U shape. You can see the U-shaped curve. Starch concentration, here you can see this starch concentration is start decreasing. Decreasing as temperature increases. As temperature increases, it means then again after a while it increases. Uh, it means this this is according to the pattern of enzyme activity with temperature. As the temperature is high, the concentration of starch is decreasing. It means the starch is breaking down into the maltose. But at high temperature, when enzyme is denatured, so the starch concentration is increasing again. It means after an optimum temperature, the breakdown of starch is decreased or stopped, due to which the concentration of starch is increasing. And you can see on graph B shows a continuous decrease in starch concentration with increase uh, with increasing temperature. You can see as temperature is increasing, starch concentration is decreasing, but it becomes after smooth line, it means the enzyme is denatured at an optimum temperature. So this it has been stopped. Now we are moving towards the third statement, and according to third statement, you can see at third statement you can see, or third graph you can see, as temperature is increasing, the concentration of starch is also increasing. Not a correct option. It should be decreased. It should be breakdown. And D, again, concentration of starch is increasing, and then after it is decreasing. Again, this is not, because starch has to break down. Starch has to break down into maltose. So according to this, the only correct option in this case is the A. Already told you, already explained you that how do it takes place. That is only the what happens at this time as the temperature is increasing, start breaking down into maltose, and up till the optimum temperature, the starch is not breaking down. Start changing into maltose, due to which its concentration is increasing over here. So A is the correct option in this case. Now we are moving towards the next question, and next question is, you can see over there, the graph shows the rate of photosynthesis in a plant in full sunlight at two different temperatures and at different concentration. Uh, Different concentrations of carbon dioxide. Here you can see this graph. Let me, yes. You can see rate of photosynthesis at 20 degrees C and 30 degrees C, and percentage of concentration of carbon dioxide. At normal atmospheric carbon dioxide concentration, what limits the rate of photosynthesis? What limits the rate of photosynthesis? The photosynthesis takes place, uh, but at high temperature, the rate of photosynthesis is increasing till the optimum temperature. After that, again the process of photosynthesis will stop. So here in this case, you can see on x-axis they have shown the percentage concentration of carbon dioxide on x-axis, and on y-axis they have shown the rate of photosynthesis. So you can see these two lines at 20 degrees centigrade, and other shows the 30 degrees centigrade. So the rate of photosynthesis increases with increasing carbon dioxide concentration up to a point. As it is increasing, and then after a certain point, it becomes straight. So beyond a certain carbon dioxide concentration, the rate of photosynthesis plateau for both temperatures. This means further increase in carbon dioxide do not increase the rate. So temperature difference is also there. The rate of photosynthesis is higher at 30 degrees centigrade as comparison to 20 degrees centigrade. And students, carbon dioxide in air is present 0.04%. So at this in the graph, the rate of photosynthesis is still on the rising slope of both uh, temperatures. So carbon dioxide at 0.04%, the rate of photosynthesis is directly affected by changes in carbon dioxide concentration. So we can say this is the limiting factor. Carbon dioxide will act as limiting factor, because if carbon dioxide is there, the rate will also change. The rate of photosynthesis will also increase. So second is the light intensity. Again, the light intensity is not the limiting factor in this case, because as temperature is already 30 degrees centigrade, which is, and again temperature is also not the limiting factor. Water availability also not the limiting factor. Only the limiting factor which has been shown by this graph is the carbon dioxide concentration. As carbon dioxide concentration is increasing, the rate of photosynthesis is also increasing. As temperature has a little or minimal effect on it. So according to this, only A is the correct option. Now we are moving towards the next question. And next question number 8. The diagram shows a section through a dicotyledonous leaf. Which cell cannot photosynthesize? You can see the transverse section of the leaf. A is the palisade mesophyll. B is the upper epidermis. C is the spongy mesophyll. And D is the guard cell. And you know, palisade mesophyll contains chloroplast, guard cells contain chloroplast, spongy mesophyll contains chloroplast. So photosynthesis takes place in all of these three types of cells. And you know, the palisade mesophyll is the site for photosynthesis. It is compactly packed with chloroplast. So chlorophyll is present in palisade mesophyll, guard cells, and in spongy mesophylls. It is not present in upper epidermis, due to which the process of photosynthesis will not take place in upper epidermis. And the answer is B. Question number 9. And question number 9, you can see over here. A leafy stem was cut from a plant and placed in a red dye solution for 18 hours. The diagram shows a transfer section of the stem after 18 hours, which tissue will be the stained red. You know, the dye will move through the xylem vessels because the xylem conducts the water. So here you can see A is the phloem, phloem, and C is the and D is the cortex, and B is the xylem. So xylem conducts the water. So the tissue will be stained red because dye will be dissolved into the water. So it will move through the xylem. So it will be stained red. Next question. Here you can see the question is the diagram shows the movement of water through a leaf. And here you can see the movement of water through a leaf, which is they have given us 3 points. The movement through from xylem vessel to mesophyll cells, that is 1 to 2, and from mesophyll cells to uh, intercellular spaces, which is 3 to 4, and then the movement is from 3 to 4 intercellular spaces and through the stomata out of the cell. So here I would like to describe this answer. First of all, 1 to 2. What happens at 1 to 2? Water moves from the xylem. You can see these are the xylem vessels, and water moves from xylem to the mesophyll cell. So the water mesophyll cell, the xylem vessel, you know, water potential is high here, high water potential. So water will move from its higher water potential towards the lower water potential, and in mesophyll cells, the water potential is low. So water moves from higher by the process of osmosis. So if from 1 to 2, the process of osmosis will take place. And third, to the movement from 3 to 4 is the uh, water from water layer mesophyll cells to the intercellular spaces. So water moves from the water layer surrounding the mesophyll cells to the air space within the leaf. So it involves the change of water from a liquid state to a gaseous state. So here will be the liquid to a gaseous state. So it will be evaporation. It will be a process of evaporation. And then at 4 and 5, what will happen? So 3 and 4 evaporation, and at 4 and 5, the water through intercellular spaces and through lower epidermis through stomata, it will move out of the leaf. So this movement is due to the difference in water vapor concentration between the air space and the guard cell. So the movement of water from the region of higher concentration or to a region of lower concentration, so it will be the process of diffusion. So according to this, you can see at 1 or 2 there is osmosis. So osmosis is 2. According to this, A and B are not the correct options. C or D can be the correct osmosis, but the second, there should be 3 and 4 should be evaporation, and at 4 to 5 will be diffusion. So according to this, D is the correct option. Now we are on question number 11. The diagram shows part of the human digestive system. Here you can see the diagram shows human digestive system. Number 1, liver, gallbladder, stomach, and pancreas. Number 1, liver. Number 2, stomach. Number 3, pancreas. Number 4, gallbladder. So which parts produce bile and store bile? Liver produces bile and stored in the gallbladder. And bile is the secretion of the liver, which don't have any enzyme. It don't have any enzyme. It has it bile is used for emulsification of fats. So it is stored in gallbladder and it is used at the time of digestion of fats. So according to this, B is the correct option. Question number 12. Question number 12 is 5 test tubes containing cooked egg white are set up as shown. Cooked egg white contains a protease solutions of different pH are added to each tube. Protease solution. Cooked egg white, which will represent the proteins, and protease, an enzyme which digests which break down the protein. So pH 2, pH 5, pH 8, pH 11, and pH 14. So these are the which diagram shows the results of this experiment for protease from the stomach. Here you can see the 4 options are these 4 test tubes. So these test tubes has been shown over here. First of all, we should write the different, you can see the pH protease and egg albumin, egg white, sorry. So protease will break down the into breakdown. So it means there is no breakdown into this test tube at pH 2. Again, you can see over here a small quantity of egg white is there. So this is not the correct option because protein is in stomach breaks down the proteins into peptones or amino acids. And pH should be 2. So these which pH will not favor the breakdown of proteins. Only pH 2 will favor. So we have to find out the maximum digestion of proteins. Maximum digestion of protein, you can see it is at no, no, but at pH 5 as comparison to D, it has more digestion at 5. As pH is increasing, the rate of digestion is decreasing. But here you can see the digestion is also increasing. So this is not the correct option. Here you can see the after pH 5, as pH is increased to 8, the process of digestion has been stopped. There is no digestion in these three. So it means according to this, only C is the correct option, which shows the correct sequence of digestion. As pH 2, the maximum digestion has been shown at a pH 5. Uh, you can say lesser digestion as comparison to 2 pH because at 5 is very close to 2. So some of the digestion has been taken place, but in other at 8, it becomes alkaline in nature. So 11 and 14, there is no digestion at all. So C is the correct option. Only C is the correct option in this regard. You have seen that is next question. Here you can see the question uh, is which diagram shows the absorption of different food molecules into a villus? Here you can see the key round-shaped amino acids, fatty acids, glucose in triangle, and glycerol in the form of a cube or square. So amino acids, they are absorbed by the blood vessels or capillaries. Fatty acids by the lacteal. Glucose by the capillaries, lacteal. So it means, according to this, A, uh, this is the glucose. Glucose will not absorb by the lacteal and glycerol will. So A is not the correct option. B, again, amino acids will not through lacteal. And the third option, you can see in which You can see C is a minor acid again. They will not absorb by the lacteal. So this is not the correct option. But here you can see D is the correct option. Glycerol and fatty acids. They are absorbed through lacteal, blood capillaries, amino acid and glucose. They are absorbed through blood capillaries. So D is the correct option. Question number 40. Here you can see the table shows the changes that occur in the thorax during breathing. Which changes occur during inspiration? That is, when we inspire, when we breathe in, at the time of breathing, when we breathe in at the time, the diaphragm always contracts. Diaphragm contracts. External intercostal muscles will also contract. Keep in mind, when diaphragm contracts, the external intercostal muscles will also contract. When at that time, external intercostal muscles will also contract and internal costal muscles will relax at that time. So they will relax. Diaphragm will contract, external intercostal muscles will contract. Both of they will contract at the same time. Keep in mind, both of they will contract at the same time, and internal intercostal muscles they will relax at that time. They will their movement will be opposite to the external intercostal muscles, but external intercostal muscles and diaphragm will contract at the same time. So at that time, what happens? So when diaphragm contracts, external intercostal muscles contract, internal intercostal muscles relax. At that time, the pressure falls and then rises. Because this is the process of inspiration and in which the we have to take in the air inside. So according to this, A is the correct option. Relaxes, it can be correct, but at the same time. External intercostal muscles and diaphragm will contract at the same time. So according to this, A is the correct option. Next question. Scientists have concluded that absorption of mineral ions in plants require energy from respiration. Which observation best supports this conclusion? Carbohydrates is stored in the roots. Absorption of mineral ions in plants require energy from respiration. Carbohydrate is stored in the roots. No energy is required. Living roots give off carbon dioxide. Again, no. The root hairs have a large surface area. Again, there is no need for energy. Uptake of minerals is reduced in lower oxygen concentration. Uptake of minerals takes place by the process of active transport. They are absorbed by the process of active transport. When active transport takes place, energy is needed. So, when there is lower oxygen concentration, the rate of respiration is decreased at that time. And when there is less oxygen, then less amount of energy is produced as a result of less oxygen concentration. So if there is less oxygen concentration, less energy will be there. When energy is less, so the uptake of mineral ions will also reduce. Next question, when people travel in an aircraft and sit still in their seats for long periods of time, their lower legs may swell up. Their lower legs may swell up. So, which statement explains why this may happen? The first statement is fewer leg muscles contractions occur to push blood along the veins. This is the correct option. Why this is correct option? Because the normally muscle contractions in the leg help to squeeze veins and push blood back towards the heart against the gravity. When you sit still for long periods, these muscles contractions are reduced, leading the blood pooling in the legs and causing swelling. And the second option, the rate of the heartbeat is reduced and no exercise is happening. This is the not correct option. Why it is not correct? It is not correct because the rate of the heartbeat is reduced with no exercise is happening. While heart rate might decrease slightly during rest, it does not significantly impact blood flowing in the legs to cause swelling. So this is not the correct statement. And the third statement, C, is also not the correct. Why it is not correct? Uh, and you know that arterial blood pressure is still present and sufficient to move blood through the circulatory system. So the issue is with venous return, no arterial flow. So this is not the correct option. And fourth one is the walls in the veins do not fill up with blood to prevent its backward flow. This statement is also not correct because walls and veins are crucial for preventing backflow. If they did not fill with blood, they will not function properly. So this statement is not correct. Only A is the correct statement. Next question. The diagram shows a blood cell as seen under the microscope. Here you can see uh, these are the four types of cells they have shown. Uh, Four types of statements they have shown: phagocytes, lymphocytes, red blood cells, and platelets. We will start from the phagocytes, a lobed structure. It is present in phagocyte. Lymphocytes have a round shape, mostly they have round shaped structure. So lymphocyte is not their red blood cell. They don't have nucleus, no nucleus. And platelets, you know, they are also don't have nucleus just like this. So phagocytes only have this type of lobed structure. So phagocytes is the correct option in this data. Next question. Towards the next question. Number 18. Which statements about mosquitoes are correct? Where mosquitoes lay their eggs? Mosquitoes always lay their eggs in stagnant water. So A and B are not the correct option. C and D can be the correct. Sex of the adult mosquito that sucks blood, female. Female mosquito sucks the blood. So according to this, female Anopheles mosquito. Anopheles is there, is the female Anopheles mosquito which sucks the blood. So according to this, C is the correct option. Question number 19. Question number 19. The spread of HIV was reduced in many countries between 1990 and 2010. Which action assisted this reduction? Development of an effective vaccine. No vaccine is available right now for this HIV. And second is health education. Yes, awareness, a health education. Due to this health education or awareness about the disease, about this virus, human immune virus, the cases are reduced. Treating patient with new antibiotics, antibiotics do not work on viruses. They are meant for bacteria, bacterial infections. Using drugs that slow the appearance of symptoms of HIV, no. There are no drugs which will show the appearance of symptoms of HIV. So only health education is the process by which there are it was reduced between 1990 to 2010. Question number 20. Which statement about the immune system is correct? A pathogen, a pathogen uh, has its own antigens which will have the same shape as antibodies that bind to them. So, disease causing agent is called as pathogen. So, it can be a microorganism, it can be a bacteria, virus, fungus, or any parasite which can cause illness in the organisms. And antigen is any substance that triggers an immune response in the body, specifically the production of antibodies. So antigens are often components of pathogens, such as proteins or carbohydrates on their surface. So antigens can also come from other sources like pollen or toxins. So we can say that uh, a pathogen on antigens. So this is not the correct options. Antigen stimulates an immune response. Antigens by response by phagocytes which produce antibodies. Phagocytes do not produce antibodies. Lymphocytes produce antibodies. Active immunity involves acquiring antibodies from another individual. This is not active immunity. This is passive immunity when we get antibodies from other and provide short-term protection against a pathogen. Active immunity is that when our body produce our own antibodies inside the body. So antibodies are protein molecules that bind to antigens, either leading to the destruction of pathogens or making or marking a pathogen for destruction by lymphocytes. Yes, this is the correct option. That is, the antibodies are protein molecules which will bind to the antigens, either leading to the destruction of pathogens or marking a pathogen for destruction by lymphocytes. So what will happen? These antibodies are complementary to antigens. So different antibodies are produced at the entrance of different types of antigens into the body. So what happens? There will be the destruction of pathogens or they will mark the pathogens which will be destructed by the lymphocyte. Lymphocytes will neutralize them or kill them and then phagocytes will engulf them. So in this way, D is the correct option. So students, it was all about question number 1 to question number 20. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.